Howdy, howdy, stoners. I hope you are having a good day. There I am. Just have to get the electronics working right. I am live again on Rumble and carrying to X and YouTube. So, looks like it's going to be a great one today. Yeah, there was my post saying y'all need to come on and join me over on the X and the YouTube. I have a really great pairing lined up today. Want to try and get myself up here. I always like to be able to watch and see, make sure everything is going right. And there I am. All right. Hey, we are stroking. So got a little college football going up on the screen. It's a little warm, not bad, maybe upper 80s. Not bad for Texas. Could be a whole lot worse. Be a whole lot worse. I'm just hoping that we will be able to we'll have a Halloween that is not like just deathly hot. I know there's been times I sat out on the driveway giving out candy, and you're out there just, these kids hurry up and go home because it's hot. Hopefully this year it's going to be a little cooler. They're saying it's going to be in the mid to upper 80s for the next 10 days or so. So we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, back to what we're doing. As I said, I have a great pairing today. I am pairing, it's a spirit I have not had before. New Riff single barrel. I saw it on they recommended it fairly highly on a Bourbon podcast. I don't remember which one. There's one here local. And I need to hook up with those guys and see if we can do some collaborating. But anyway, I haven't tried it before. It is a Kentucky straight bourbon. And I am pairing that with the Aging Room Nicaragua Quattro Maestro. My buddy Rafael Nodal, it's one of his brain children. And so far, I have not tried any one of those that I have not liked. I still have not tried the La Boheme, but I haven't seen it. So anyway, let's just go ahead and dive right in. I think this is going to kind of be one of those harmonious offerings that's going to have some oak and spice and some really refined elegance in it. If you know Rafael Nodal's work, you know the cigar will be. He is all about refined and elegant. But start off with, we have a New Riff single barrel, and it was specifically the single barrel that these guys recommended. They were pretty specific on their video. Like I said, I don't remember which one. Anyway, the mash bill on this is 65% corn, 30% rye. So it's a high rye spirit. I tend to like more of the pretty much straight corn or wheated bourbons. But you had a little spice in there with some rye. It's not a bad thing. And then it's got 5% malted barley. Now, they officially listed at about 53% ABV. That's 106. All right. This one is 116.1 proof, which makes it 58. Well, yeah, 58.1 alcohol by volume. That's a big difference from 53. So this must have been a really good barrel. And this was barrel number 26179. So, as I said, it's a Kentucky straight bourbon. Let's go ahead and get some glassed up. They do have corks. I love that sound. Oh, that is one of the most wonderful sounds in the world. There are a few that are a little better, but not many. And this is a somewhat family show. We won't talk about those. Anyway, so, and I do, the bottles are very distinctive. Is that this black top, and then you can actually see the spirit in the bottom, but the way it fades, it almost makes it look like it's colored the color of bourbon when it's really not. So, well, I went a little heavy on that one. Lord. All right. Well, okay. On the nose. Well, wait a minute. Let me tell you. I mean, you've seen it, but let me tell you. All right. You can't really tell. It's got some really good legs on it, and really nice viscosity. It clings to the glass very well. As you can tell, it is a very dark bourbon, really dark amber color, some nice, real deep copper hues to it. Um, on the nose, you do get a little hint of alcohol there in the beginning, but also one of the things that kind of alcohol sourness in the nose is it also gives me some uh, some really good notes of apple, which I haven't seen in doing my research on this spirit. So maybe I'm just picking something up that other people haven't. But anyway, and then after that, you get some really great notes of caramel and brown sugar. There's a little bit of orange peel in there, kind of layered over charred oak. Uh, and there are some really subtle hints of like baking spice. um, Probably more predominantly cinnamon, but cinnamon, nutmeg, maybe even a little clove, uh, and then there's also some really nice vanilla notes, kind of wafting around in the background. Mm, wow, I think you could also probably pick up some some kind of minty notes. Uh, and since we're in the Halloween spirit, maybe even a little bit of like candy corn. I love candy corn. It loves me. I love it too much. I can't buy it. I'll eat an entire bag in a day. And I don't mean one of them little ones either. I mean the big one. And just the corn wasn't enough. Then they had to come out with the pumpkins, which were bigger ones. And oh yeah, I just popped those things in my mouth like tater tots. I have to stay away from all that stuff. Well, I tell you what, I am really hoping Vandy BTHO's Alabama. All right, on the palate, it does have some fairly significant alcohol burn to it, um, but that's also kind of intermingled with um, the like black pepper and um, rye spice. All that spiciness is also there along with the alcohol burn, and it just goes right down the center of your tongue, right down the center. I tell you, it's almost so much that it comes really close to like overpowering everything else. Uh, wow. But what I also pick up, other than some significant amounts of um, um, black pepper and rye spice and alcohol burn, I also get some nice notes of toffee and some cinnamon, uh, maybe a little bit of vanilla cream, and some dark fruit. So something more along the lines of like plums and apricots, is something like that. Okay, mid palate, um, you get some more rye spice, but you get some cocoa and a little bit of oak, with a little bit of char in there. Um, Also some cloves, and again, still a lot of heat. Um, but one thing I did this time that I didn't do the first couple of sips is I pushed the tip of my tongue down to the base of my bottom front teeth, and let that sip hit mid-palate right away, because that alcohol burn, it really starts right out on the tip of your tongue, and it's pretty significant. And that by doing that, that allowed me to pick up more of those mid-palate notes that I think really help give the depth of flavor in this spirit. So now let's test out the finish. The finish is really long. It hangs around for a while with you, um, but you also get uh, like caramelized sugar, nutmeg, some toasted oak, um, and I feel like it's it's full bodied enough to really uh, it's got enough punch to stand up to a very hearty cigar, um, but nuanced enough to kind of play in the harmony with one. So, um, yeah, very interesting spirit, very interesting. But now onto the aging room Nicaragua Quattro. Um, as I said, this is one of Rafael Nodal's brainchildren here. The origin is Nicaraguan. The wrapper is Nicaraguan, and the binder and filler are 100% Nicaraguan tobaccos. So it is a puro, P-U-R-O, puro, which means all the tobacco comes from the same country. And it is rolled at the Tabacalera A.J. Fernandez Cigars de Nicaragua. There you go. This is the Toro. It is 6 by 52 on the ring gauge. As you will notice, it has a, there we go. I always do it in reverse. It has a soft box press, which means that the corners are rounded, not squared off. Um, it's a lovely, lovely cigar, as all of them are. I have never had bad construction on any of the aging room cigars. None. Um, as I said, it is a beautiful kind of soft box press, tight yet visible seams, minimal to maybe moderate veining, probably on the more minimal side. And the couple of veins that you do see are not overly uh, prevalent. That is probably the most prevalent one. I'm not even sure if you can see it or not, but that's it. Oh, here's one. There's one. That's you can see that one on the side. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. All right. Sorry, I feel like an old man, which I guess I am. So um, let's go ahead and test out the nose. And I'm sorry, my table keeps wobbling. Mm. This is a wonderful earthy cigar with notes of cedar and some roasted nuts, a touch of kind of like dark cocoa. Mm. It is a lovely, lovely deep chocolate brown, uh, soft, spongy to the touch, but not too much so. Uh, I don't really feel any hard spots in it. Um, it has the wonderful torpedo cap to it. Let's go ahead and cut it, test out the cold draw. I can do this without slicing off a finger. I did. I did manage to not slice off a finger. I got them all. All right. On the cold draw. Oh, and I did use V cut on the cold draw. It's got a very gentle draw to it. It's not overly easy, but there's also not a whole lot of resistance to it. So it should take the flame well. and provide you with a lot of complex flavors. I first and foremost, I get notes of raisins or maybe some other kind of dried fruit close to a raisin, but really raisins is what comes to mind. I also get some notes of hay and just a little bit of kind of a sweet spice. So, sort of the baking spices kind of thing. Hmm. All right, where are we at here? Yeah, I don't see very well. For 15 minutes and we're about to light up. We're doing good. You might have noticed there was a significant amount of smoke. Uh, that's just a very inexpensive single torch that I got at HEB. Uh, that way, I can be a lot more precise if I think I need to touch up because the Rocky Patel Envoy, it does the job right. Five flame. Hey, if you're gonna do it, do it. Hmm. Right at first, I get some waves of like toasted wood, um, some nutmeg, a little bit of kind of creamy coffee. Um there's a little bit of subtle pepper, both on the palate and on the retro. Uh, and then there's a little bit of tartness on the retro as well. As you can see, it puts off copious amounts of smoke. All right. It's a little breezy here today, so the glass will empty up pretty quick. But anyway, um, the new riffs, like bowl rye backbone, really plays pretty perfectly with the Quattro's nutty kind of woody driven core. Each sip you take with the puff, it kind of pulls the caramel and the vanilla from the bourbon and kind of amplifies the cigar's cedar and cocoa. These do go pretty well together. They do. Coach got knocked down. A coach wasn't the coach. Oh, and somebody's still down. Oh yeah, no, it is coach. He is still down. Whatever coach he is, I don't know. He's over on Alabama sideline. Anyway, back to this. Sorry, I get wrapped up in college football. I love it. Some smoke got caught up in my glasses. I couldn't see. Um, the Maestro's kind of creamy texture does soften the whiskey spice just a little bit, and then kind of in return, the Riff's kind of high proof, that high proof kind of warmth really livens up each puff you take. So it's a pretty good one. Pretty good one. Tonight, 6:30, A&M Mississippi State. Ready for that one. I'm hoping they can live up to their hype. Coach is a big old boy. He's still down. No, they got a neck brace on him. I talk a lot in my pairings about, uh, if you're new to whiskey and cigars, uh, you start with your training wheels on. You go with the generally the lighter colored wrappers are the best place to start, like the Olivet, O's, and G's. Uh, Connecticut wrappers, they tend to be creamier and a little softer on the palate. Uh, yeah, and you don't want to jump into this. You need to be experienced. You keep the training wheels on. Don't just try to jump out on this. Work your way up. Work your way up, Mogwai. Excuse me. It's pretty nice stacks of ash there. Uh, it does keep kind of burning a little funky. It's just not getting really straight. So I keep touching up on that side just to see if I can get it to straighten up. I'm probably know if you watch several of my episodes, I am not one of these guys that's like, oh, it's razor straight. I don't ever have that. I have naturally straight. But if it starts getting big dips in it, or one side's burning a whole lot faster than the other side, then I hadn't had one of these in a little while, and you forget how good they are. I mean, this is just a really great cigar. Really great cigar. I love them. Mm. So I was, dude, as I was pulling the glass up to take that sip, I got a lot of those nice, kind of fruity notes on the nose. It's really great. It's really great. I like this spirit. It's a little stout, um, but it is good, and I think it does go pretty well with the cigar. I also have coming up. Um, I have a bottle of um, Knob Creek. Yeah, can't remember if it's Creek or not, but I think it is. Yeah, Knob Creek. Telling you, my mind is um, the smoky maple, smoked maple, something like that. I'm kind of excited to see it. It is it is a little bit of a, like a flavored whiskey, even though it is still, full proof. A lot of them you get, they'll be down in the 70s, or maybe even lower. It's kind of like coconut rum. You go and buy, you can go and buy Parrot Bay at 90 proof, but and that is Parrot Bay 90. They also have regular Parrot Bay coconut rum. Uh, that is like 45, 43. Um, and then maybe Bacardi, Malibu. Malibu is like 20 something. I mean, you're like, if you're down in the 20s, buy you one of those wine coolers. Because generally you're not drinking that straight. You're having, like a coconut rum and diet, Malibu and diet. If you get a Malibu and diet, you basically got a cooler. That's, those what's wine, like somewhere between 5 and 11%. It's just me, but I do love my coconut rum though. So just have not. This year was not a really great year at the No Shoes Bar and Grill here. Uh, we've had some medical issues, and we rescued a puppy, and just a lot of things went on, and we just couldn't do a lot of celebrating around the No Shoes Bar and Grill patio pool. So you can still hear it, love it, but maybe next summer, because now it's already. I think it was back up to 81 today in the water, but this morning it was like 79. Once it gets below about 83, 84, yeah, it's a little bit chilly. It doesn't sound it. You're like, no, it's like 80 degrees. Yeah, but water 80 just feels different than air 80. Like air 80, I would be comfortable. Water 80, I'd be like, whew. So, at the first few years here, we got three daughters, and one of them is significantly older than the other two. But they would come out in like March or April, and they would do a polar plunge, and the water be like 60. You will see some folks jump out of a pool quick. I think one of them jumped out of the pool in the middle. Feet never touched the ground until he hit the coping. Like that's pretty close to walking on water, but there's only one of those. That's some really nice oak on that kind of retro hail of the spirit. I didn't get the spirit out my nose. I just breathed out my nose. Yeah, I'd hate to do that. Oh man, that'd be terrible, wouldn't it? Have like whiskey running through your nose. I mean, I like whiskey, but I like like Dr. Pepper too. But I've had it come out my nose before, and it wasn't a pleasant experience. Got to fly. And these two are, I mean, they do kind of dance very well together. With they kind of one plays off the other. Uh, the the Quattro is a fairly powerful cigar, and it is equally met with the new Riff single barrel, and it's high proof. Um, and so you get those flavors, with the caramel and the vanilla from the bourbon, and it kind of blends with the cigar and the cocoa, and they kind of play off one another there. And then you've got the kind of creamy texture on the cigar that helps kind of soften the spice of the whiskey just a little bit. Yeah, and that's what you want. Uh, Even if they may not be like the best together, if they're working in concert like that, that makes the experience that much better. Looks like Vandy may score again. That's going to be funny if Alabama loses. Sorry, Tide. But there's still a lot of game left. We're almost to halftime. Still. It's weird. Here's what it is, though. Got to have another sip, a sip of something. That was very good, too. Love Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. I really love Dr. Pepper 10. They replaced it with Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Still good. I like it. I like the Diet Dr. Pepper, but I like this better than Diet Dr. Pepper. I really like Dr. Pepper, but y'all have been watching me. You know I am watching my sugar. I've lost 55 pounds since June of 23. No, it's been 24. Anyway, I've been at it a while, but I've managed to stay pretty steady over the last 6 months or so. I've really been able to maintain between like 216 and about 221. So, ooh, he got a helmet right on his kneecap. It looked like that hurt. I'm probably going to have to tap it off here pretty quick because, as you all know, it winds up in my lap a lot. Still just trying to touch it up a little. I'm worried. Yeah, I know you're really not supposed to, but touchdown, Vandy. I'm not a Vanderbilt fan, but they're playing Alabama. And these are some very reasonable cigars as well. Don't have anything to stick under there. They're not. It's not like you're paying for a Padron or a Davidoff or something along those lines. But to me, I think you're getting just as good a smoke. Well, they do love that shovel pass, don't they? I saw somebody earlier this week, some prognosticator, say that he was predicting A&M would win the SEC. I'm like, whoa, buddy, we're only like 5 games in, 4 games in. Let's just chill. Let's not jinx it. You say something like that, and we'll end up rolling off about 3 or 4 losses in a row. And we don't want that. Pulling off the secondary band, because I could feel the warmth in there. So I knew the little sugar glue stuff that they use was probably loose enough to tear it off without taking off the part of the wrapper. And wrapper is predominantly where most of the flavor comes from. That's why they are so particular about the wrappers that they use. It's like they'll say, oh, even like this cigar, it was Nicaraguan filler and binder. But the predominance of the flavor doesn't come from there. And so unless they're doing something really like out there as far as the blend, like you'll have some that they'll specifically tell you which ones, and it's kind of particular to that blend. But most of them, they always say it's got a Nicaraguan filler and binder, and then it's got this kind of uh, wrapper leaf. Uh, and the wrapper leaves have to almost be perfect. Otherwise, they'll end up as a binder leaf. And then the others, they're just going in the middle. That's all they're just going in the middle. They don't really care about those. I obviously was not paying attention and talking to you guys because Vanderbilt, they scored a touchdown, kicked the extra point. I did not see them kick the extra point, and I did not see the kickoff. I'm like, wait a minute, how did Alabama get the ball all already? And I realized I was talking. So 34 seconds left. Dude, y'all need to let him run a little bit farther. Good God. That was like a 20 or 25-yard pickup right there. You're going to let them score. Holding. Offense. Maybe targeting. Targeting. Yeah. Oh, man. That sucks. He lowered his head and he did hit the back of the receiver's helmet. It doesn't really look like it when you were taking it from the other angle because he kind of leaned in with his shoulder. But yeah, he hit him right on the back corner of his head with the side of his helmet. I don't know that it was intentional, but now they're going to review it. It's pretty good stuff right here. I think we're about at the halfway mark. All right, hang on just a second. I can hear this. Call's overturned. All right. Oh yeah, and the Alabama coach is hot. Oh, he's cursing up a storm. Uh, it is what it is, As we've gotten here close to the mid part of the cigar, and we're doing good. We're 38 minutes in. I think we're going to be all right here. And the the body of the cigar has kind of deepened somewhat to with notes of caramel and some walnuts, which is a very deep, oily kind of nut. Walnuts are not my favorite. I like them, especially like in stuff. My dad loved to just crack them open and eat them. That wasn't me. I didn't like that. Um, and then there's some charred oak in there, and that kind of echoes the kind of bourbony, coffee, caramely type of sweetness. I was reading a notification that popped up about Manuel Neuer, the goalkeeper for my Bayern Munich Reds. He was asked if he was one of the greatest goalies by BM has ever had, and he's like, "Well, yeah. Listen to what everybody else says." He wasn't saying, I think so. He's like, listen to all them. They say I am. He is. He's a legend. It's funny. Oh my goodness. Just threw a touchdown. Wow. Instead of going in up 14-7, Vandy's going to go in tied up, 14 up. Wow. That's tough. That'll take the wind out of your sails right there. Minute and 16-second drive, 6 plays, 78 yards. Could have been 76 yards. I got to that part of it just as it was flipping off. Not that flipping off, but going off the screen. And kind of here in the midway section of the cigar, both elements have kind of really reached their stride. The bourbon's toffee and kind of orange zestiness meets with cigars, kind of nutmeg and maybe even a little bit of espresso in there to kind of create this real. Oh, did they just go for 2? Sorry. This kind of symphony of like warmth and sweetness and oak, and it really all culminates and kind of finishes with this smooth and spicy, just deeply satisfying experience. No, they kicked a field goal. Okay. And we still got 17 seconds left before halftime. It is hard to go into Alabama and beat them at their house. It is. It's a really good afternoon. Some nice bourbon, nice cigar, college football, Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. I just have to have something to kind of wet my whistle every once in a while. That's it. Halftime. Going in tied up. And it really does kind of seem like the cigar has picked up a little speed here too, because I mean, we're seem to be going fairly quickly between the halfway mark and the bottom of the band. So, yeah, we're gonna have y'all out of here in just a few minutes. I'm glad y'all sticking around though, and I am really glad. I am very happy that Rumble is working. This is the second week in a row. Uh, I love OneStream. I love the platform. Uh, Being able to go on there and live stream to 2 platforms at the same time. But when Rumble works, that means I get to do 3: Rumble, YouTube, and X. So I'm getting 50% more for the same amount of streaming. And I could stream to more places on OneStream. Just got to pay for it. And I'm not making any money doing this yet. So, you know, man, wearing a green pinstripe suit, green with black pinstripes, styling. Got some burgundy shoes on. He's hitting it. I'm not putting any more in that glass. I don't need any more. Not at 116.2 proof, I don't. Know your limits. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, don't smoke a cigar too fast. Smoke a cigar too fast, it will ruin your day. It's really great that I've got, the timer up here and I can see how long I've been going live, so I know about how long I've been smoking. Because a Robusto Toro sort of cigar in the 5 to say 6.5 inch range should take you around 55 minutes, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But that's about right. And because if you smoke it too fast, you'll get that rush of nicotine into your system, and it can make you nauseous. Usually don't have to worry about it too much with the lighter wrappers, but the darker you get, well, hell. Oh yeah. Ooh. Florida is up on Texas. I think it said 17 to 10. I can go pull it up real quick. I know y'all are interested. ESPN. Da da dun da da dun. Ooh, IHOP. IHOP sounds really good right now. I could crush some like French toast with some scrambled eggs and some bacon, butter, syrup. Ooh, man. We're almost there. So we're about ready to wrap this thing up. And I did really great today. I mean, I'm at 48 minutes or so. Uh, we'll give it a couple of more puffs. Nicolas Cage movie. Eating a rat? Ugh. What the hell? The Surfer. That looked more like a horror movie than it did. Oof. All right. Let me be serious. Kind of in this last half, there has really been a crescendo, to use Rafael Nadal's musical references. The Quattro, Maestro, uh, all of his cigars. There's something in it that has to do with music. He loves music, uh, and I do too. So it works out really well. But anyway, there's been this like crescendo of cocoa and leather and some kind of sweet tobacco with a really nice, fairly long, refined finish. Pardon me. The cigar never gets harsh at all. It just gets richer and more resonant as it burns. I felt like I was saying 7 to 19. Love it. Love it. Uh, I was trying to say resonant, and it sounded like it was coming out as resident. It's not resident. It's resonant. Hey, you have 116 proof whiskey touching your tongue enough, your tongue will kind of go numb and you kind of talk funny. So, it's the way it is. Uh, Hang on, we're back here. Yeah, sorry, as you may know, I really don't like Texas. So these two did go very well together. For my taste, the bourbon is a little strong, and I mean ABV proof. Uh, I normally try to stay, under 110, and my like real sweet range is somewhere between 85 and 100. But yeah, and it is a good bourbon. It is. You gotta be careful with it, and it does go very well with the aging room Nicaragua Quattro Maestro, or Quattro Nicaraguan Maestro, however you want to say it. The flavors went very well together. They married up very well. Uh, if you're just joining us, I'm sorry you missed uh, so much, but the uh, the cigar brought us like some waves of like toasted wood and nutmeg, some nice creamy coffee. They ended up ramping up a little later on to more of like an espresso. There was really good pepperiness on it. Um, and then you kind of deepened about halfway through and brought in some notes of like caramel and walnuts, some charred oak, and the that really kind of played well with the bourbon's kind of toffee caramely type sweetness. Um, and then, as I just said, then we finished off with the cocoa leather, a nice kind of sweet tobacco with um, an even more refinement on the finish. The new Riff single barrel, it has got a really strong uh, rye backbone to it. It's 30% rye, so it's got quite a bit of spice to it, so it can keep up with the Nicaraguan spiciness. Um, and it also kind of helps um, meet that espresso-y level that the cigar hits in the last half of the cigar. Overall, very good. Um, I'm just not as much of a fan of the really high proof content of the new Riff, um, but I don't know that you could go down too terribly much without sacrificing some of that interplay together. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Please hit like, subscribe, share, notify, ring all the bells, blow all the whistles, uh, spread it around, share it, share the shiznit out of it. I love it. I'm showing 15 people on X. I'm showing 16 people on Rumble. I am extremely happy that you are all here today. Uh, Go to my X profile, my bio, click on the link to my Printify store, and go and purchase a shirt. The one that is selling the best is my Here Am I, Send Me shirt. And it's just got red, white, and blue American flag on the front with Sticks-n-Stonez written underneath it. But on the back, it's got the desert camo soldier with his M4 helmet, goggles, bandana, and it's got the Isaiah 6:8 Bible verse. The Lord said, "Who shall I send, and who shall go for us? Go for us." And underneath it says, "Here am I, Lord, send me." That is I am selling more of that than I am anything else, and I'm very happy about that. So, if you have a patriot or veteran, active military, law enforcement, any of those guys, we all kind of live that. I did when I served, still feel that way today. Uh, so go and check that out. Until we get to be together again, keep your sticks dry, stones cold. Have a great day.